Yes, 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 yes. Welcome, 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 family members. Claire D. Koheim here. Ha, 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 ha. Claire D. Koheim, the queen. I'm just kidding, but I'm not. Hey y'all, how you doing? Welcome, 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 welcome to Let's Be Clear About It, y'all. This is the show, in our little part of the internet where we talk about all things theater. We talk to my friends about how their entire career has transpired, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the triumphs and the trials. We talk about it all. And as you may or may not know, the purpose of this show was originally created for my former students who think that, it's easy for everyone and they see the end result, but they don't know the ingredients that was necessary to bake the cake. They don't know the details for the end of the story. So this is for you all, and I'm so happy for you all to be here. So thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us. If you haven't already done so, feel free to like and follow Claire D. Koheim here. Hey, hey, over here on Facebook, Claire Koheim on YouTube, or just Colobama on Periscope. Yes, 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 yes. All right, let me see, what other announcements do I have for you. A special shout out. Here it is. Shout out to all my former guests. Thank you, Kanisha and Kristen, Nikisha and Kia, Noelia and Marcus, J. Jerome, Amelia, Ebony, Tamara, and Curtis C. for being a part of Let's Be Clear About It in previous episodes and last season. Y'all, this is season 2 right here. This is season 2, episode 2. I can't believe I've been doing this in long, Lord Jesus. Thanks so much, but oh wow. I can't believe it. Wow. Let me tell you, that's a little bit of consistency on my part. I really had to get that one up. Hey, thank ya. Thank ya. During this pandemic, this is one of the things that has helped me to remain sane, is talking to my friends and family and talking to, this theater community so small. Everyone's a part of my family. So I'm really, really excited, really excited, really excited. So thank you for everyone who's been a part of this show, and to everyone who is joining. I see y'all laughing. I see you laughing with the laughing emojis. I see you. If you want to be pen pals with me, and today I am writing my pen pals, okay? Go ahead and take a screenshot right here. And we'll be pen pals. Yes, yes. If you want your streams to be popping like this right here, go ahead and go to bit.ly/StreamYard-CDK and go ahead and try one of their trials. This is not a sponsored anything. This is just my way of sharing all this, because I had to find this out on the sneak. I was looking at everybody's videos like, how you got that? Where you got that at? So feel free to go to StreamYard.com, and we'll go ahead and your videos will be popping just like this. All right. All right, family members, let's see who's in the house right now. I knew it, from California. Hot right now is Chris Berryman Mitchell. Hey, girl. Hey, First Lady. Hi. Praise the Lord. Chris, First Lady Claire, lots of love from California. Stay safe, my sister. Stay safe. Oh, yeah. Looking good. You see that? I got my royal necklace on today for a reason, too, Chris. Yes. Yes. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Rika. Hey, sis. Good to see you, sis. Yes. Season 2. Season 2. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Crystal. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. Hey, Jesse. Good to see you, sis. Yes, yes, yes. And if you're watching on the replay, hi, hi, hi. And thank you so much for watching on the replay. Those of you who are watching live, feel free to drop a comment. And during our comment check, we'll just drop it in front of my sister from another mister, my vocal twin. But I wish I could sing like her. Hey, Teresa. Hey, sis. Y'all give it up for my friend, my dear, dear sister, Laura Stracko. Hey, sis.
Oh,
How are you?
I'm really good. I just got so excited listening to you list off the previous guests, because I was like, oh, ah, and I had all these like little hug moments where I was like, I miss these people so badly. Like,
Oh,
what a
well,
special web we have, right?
yes, it's here to keep us together. It's here to inform us, entertain us, and keep us together. Yes, 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 yes. Well, I'm doing my best, Laura, to keep my show condensed. So, but I want to hear all the juicy details of your life. Okay. So I start off though first with a little bit of this is your life. A little bit of this is your life. So let me go ahead and share this particular screen with you. Let's see, let's see. There's so many skahoodles in the background that I have to do. So I gotta make sure I pick the right one. I think this is it. All right. Laura Stracko. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, sis. Hey, we're big time here with the producer, the director, the key grip, the gopher. I'm that person. So Laura, let me just ask you right now. You've been such a big part of the Memphis community. When you were here, you left an indelible mark. I hope I said that word right, but my tongue was twisted. But you left a mark here that I feel like you created such a family unit with everyone you came in contact with. So I thank you personally for the times that when I was in New York that you, me, Kristen, Dominique, and Jerry, we went sang in karaoke. But these are just a few pictures of some people that you've touched, whose lives you've touched here in Memphis. Just a small group of people. And then I saw these pictures and I thought, why not just throw that in there?
Aww.
Yes. So we know where it all began. So
Mhm.
the first thing I want to talk about with your career is this particular show.
Mm.
Is this August Osage County?
Mhm.
Okay.
Right,
All right.
right.
Can you tell me a little bit about this show?
You know, what was so surprisingly difficult about this show was that I wasn't in it was 3 acts, right? And for a
Right.
play to be 3 acts, you're like, this better be good. But the text was so good in this show that literally all we had to do was speak the words. Like,
Mm.
and the writing was just so good that it almost did the work for you.
Oh
Like
wow.
it was written so conversationally that it wasn't like I'm going to say my line now. And that was a huge blessing for me as a young actor. And I didn't come on for the entire first act.
Oh wow.
So I'm like backstage, like I don't have anything to do. And then I come on the second act, and I had, I think, like 2 or 3 page long monologue
Uh-huh.
that was just like go go go. Like there was no time to think, which was probably another blessing for me. But I mean, gosh, could you ask for like a cooler group of people to learn from?
I
You
know,
know,
right?
being in that cast with all those like Memphis legends, I was just like, yum. I mean, it was just I was treated to a master class, and it was really special.
I didn't get a chance to see this particular production because I think I was just getting involved in the Memphis theater community, but I have to say that you are right that this group of people, I would say that this is filled. This particular cast is filled with a lot of Memphis legends, and I have a surprise for you. I have one of the Memphis legends here today. This is a moment I call in my show flower power shower hour. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. But this is a moment where we just overwhelm you with flowers. We overwhelm you with flowers and accolades. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the co-author of my book, Actors Do It Our Way or the Highway, Mr. Michael Gwaguar.
Hello, my love. Hello.
Oh gosh, I want to go that food.
My girlfriend in
Yes, my lover.
Yeah, love her. Yeah, I heard y'all talking about August. What a fun show that was. Boy, I tell you. Remember in rehearsals, it's such a serious show. And everybody was talking about it being a comedy. And we would do the show, and I was thinking, what's so funny? I don't understand. It's tragic. It's all these. And then we got on stage, and you add the audience, and all of a sudden they're laughing, and it's like, oh,
Yes.
what a fun ride that was, and to take it with you was great. I loved it.
And it's like it just kind of like from start to finish, it's like once you hopped on, it was a ride, and it like. I mean, did you feel the same way? Like, I really felt like I could just say the words and they were like good to go. Like,
I could have done that show for the long run. You know, it was so easy and so much fun, and we got a meal out of it.
You mean those green beans with
Green beans, we had pork chops, and
every day I was like, oh, here we go. But it was fine. It was fine,
yeah.
you know, a
It
little
was
snack.
fun.
I remember when I first came on and I had that first monologue, I had to be like chowing on crudité or whatever, and there was like the baby carrots. And the one day I got it caught in my throat.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I had like a half of my monologue to go, and I'm like choking here. And you couldn't stop the freight train.
Right.
You just had to choke through it.
Well, you had like a 3-page monologue, and you did it in a minute. You know, they usually say 1 minute per page. You did 3 pages in a minute. You were just talking about
Yes, you know, I was your young lover. So,
Right.
oh, Dave, hi.
Oh,
Landis is here.
Oh
Hey,
my
Dave.
gosh. Well, and Michael, your art is still displayed here at my mom's house. I remember that mosaic that I got,
the table or something.
table.
Yeah.
Brian Robinson, a fellow intern of mine. Oh, Karen. Brian built the table, and you did the mosaic, and it's still here in all its beauty. And
Wonderful.
your art is just stunning.
Well, speaking of art and flower power,
Flower power, hour shower.
instead of called flower power, and I've been doing tie-dye up here at the lake, and this one looks like flowers. So I thought, oh, I'm going to put it on for Laura.
Oh, thank you, gorgeous man.
Yeah. Well, Michael, thank you so much for showering her with these memories and this love.
I love it. I can't wait to hear about her life. Find out what's been happening. Find out about this Broadway gig you got.
Yeah, this little show, a little skit she got. A little skit on Broadway.
Doing a skit.
Are we going to be able to see it? I saw some sort of a thing about Netflix.
Oh, we're going to talk about that. We're going to be clear about that.
Okay, good.
Well, thank you, Michael, for your time. Thank you for being
I love you
here.
both.
Love you too. And our book will be out soon, y'all.
Thank you. I need a refresher. I've been away from theater for so long now.
I know. I was trying to read a play the other day, and it said something about someone going stage left, and I was like, which way?
Right.
Which way is it from the audience point of view? I'm lost.
Get back into it.
All right, Karen. Well, let's start with Dave Landis says, of course. Hey, Laura. Hey, Clarac. Oh, yeah. Oh, hey.
What am I, chopped liver?
Apparently, Dave Landis. Karen says, some of my favorite people. I miss you all so much. We love you, Karen. Jimmy Hoxie says, August was incredible.
Well, I think everybody saw their family in that show.
Yeah.
And then Charlene Honeycutt says, look at your smiling faces. Yes. All right. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Thank you, Michael. And we'll see you when you comment.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Aww.
Yeah, that was for you, girl.
Did he age?
Michael Guapo, honey. He don't know how to do that.
He
don't
looks
know how to age.
the
Girl. You don't know how to age.
Oh my word.
Oh yeah. So that was August Osage County, and I am so sad that I never got a chance to see that production. But I've heard nothing but good things about this entire cast and this production. What stood out to you the most about your time doing this show?
The thing that honestly sticks with me from a lot of the shows that I did in Memphis was like, no matter how well known or like decorated someone is within the Memphis community, like you would never know that to work with them on a show. Like everybody is on a level playing field, and everybody is treated with respect, and like you're, you know, expected to like bring your A game to rehearsal, and like, but it was still always so fun. And like you go in like as an intern or whatever, expecting to be intimidated, and instead you're just like welcomed with open arms and really tucked under everybody's wing, because it's like they're so willing to just play, which was so amazing. I learned a lot from everybody in that show and other shows that I did.
Yeah. I excuse me, I just compiled a few of the pictures here from some of the shows that you did over at Playhouse on the Square.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
I can't remember. Was this Miracle Worker up on the top left?
Yeah. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then there is you, me, and Carla in Ragtime.
Yes.
As well as you as Peter Pan in Peter Pan,
Hmm.
and then also as Penny in Hairspray. Girl, you are just you killed it. And then of course in Footloose, so
Yeah.
yeah, just so many shows that you've done here in Memphis that left a mark on people, as well as going past Memphis into other cities and other shows and doing other events, meeting other people and leaving a mark on them. So just tell me if you could. Well, let me keep going with my with. No, let me just talk about it right now. Talk to me a little bit about what it's like as an actress. Um, to pursue your career before the pandemic, of course, and the highs and lows of it all. Coming from Memphis and being esteemed, going to other places, big gigs, small gigs, nice dressing rooms, bathroom dressing rooms. What is that like? What is that feeling like?
Um, well, it's like I try to approach every show, like no matter what kind of role I have in it. I try to approach every show equally and assume that there's going to be something easy about it and something difficult about it.
Ooh, I like that.
And that really if it's not hard, I don't want it, right? Like I don't want the
Easy.
work to feel like, no, I'm gonna like kick back. Like you wanna feel like you really earn that relationship that you build with the audience.
Yes.
Um and truly, like I don't look back at like any show I've done and been like, oh, that was peanuts.
Mm,
That was small potatoes. That was something, itty bitty.
right.
Because I have never in my career so far, I've never finished a show and been like, well, I didn't learn anything from that.
That's good right
Because
there.
there's always something that I've found to challenge myself. And if it is a really small house, like you have to really make your work that much more intimate. And if
Yeah.
it's a huge house, when you're on tour, it's like you have to find a way to build that intimacy and have it show on a grand scale. It's like there's I would never disrespect any gig,
I know that's
whether
right.
it's big or small, because there's something in it for me. And if I wasn't meant to be there, I wouldn't be.
Yeah, I
So
know
I'm
that's
meant to
right.
learn something from everything.
Yeah, I love that you say that because I have had the opportunity to work with different people, in different shows, different theaters, different states, who do belittle certain avenues, if it's not Broadway, then it's just a little rinky dink place here in Bobo, wherever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to hear you say, just there's this level of gratitude that you seem to always have since the moment I met you, about every show that you've been able to do. It seems like, tell us a little bit, how did you get started? Before that though, Michael Guavar says you earned it, girl, with Black Pearl Sings. What a memorable show that was.
Hmm.
Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah,
yes.
that was an incredible show. As I continue and really dive deeper into my anti-racism work, that's a show that came up kind of immediately when I was tackling the issue of there's a fly in here of
Girl, we got like two right now too, so honey, it's hot.
when I think about the issue of white saviorism. And that show, really, it was, it's an awesome show. But if you look deeper into that story and like this kind of mentality of like a white woman coming in and like saving this black woman and like helping her by, putting her story on tape. Um, that's something that I look back with a different reverence now,
Mm.
and that in retrospect I'm learning a lot about myself in that show.
Oh, that's good that you can do that, like introspective work. You know what I mean? To even going back to some of the shows that you've done before. So that's
Yeah.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Dave Landis wants to know who your favorite director is.
I'm like, can I even really pick? Because you're all very different. And I'm not just saying that, Dave. Don't say I'm just saying that.
Girl,
You're
you
really
better get
all
him because
very
you know he'll
different.
type
Like,
it.
really though, his comeback is coming. I can hear the keys now. Yeah, I can hear it now. But what's so awesome about directors like Dave and Tommy Iafrate, who I did Patsy Cline with,
Mm-hmm.
and Chris Ashley, who's our director of Diana. Like, to me, a good director has the ability to let you figure yourself and guide you. Instead of saying like, you go here on this line, you go there and then move this way like that, then
Yeah.
they let you build it organically. And not only do I remember it easier when it happens that way because it's coming from truth,
Yeah.
right? But it's a level of respect that is so important, and it's something that's not really talked about, right? Because we have this like idea of this like hierarchy in the
Yeah.
room when
Yeah.
we're in the rehearsal room, right? You're like the creative team, and you can really get to a point where you're equals and you're both
Partners.
artists like contributing to this final product, and
Yeah.
and the director is using their knowledge to offer the guidance that they have.
Dave, you like that?
It's just
No, but I
nice.
agree. I agree with you. The most frustrating thing is when a director, for me, I learned to use this as a positive thing, is when a director wants the best from you and challenges you, but you think it's going to be something else. Like when I first got into theater, I thought it was, the director is going to tell you to move here, move here, move here. But when they require you to be part of that creative process, that critical thinking, that, moving past the pages, it's I have to agree with you in that regard, that to collaborate in the creative process helps you to make that character come alive, make those words come alive, make that song come alive, because it's coming from you now. It is coming from you, and they're just helping you move you and guide you, like you say, steer you down a path that they can see that you probably can't, and then and help you create your own path in that way. So I totally agree with you, and so does Dave. Dave Landis.
Yeah. Thank you, Dave.
All right, girl. All right. So then, after you've done some shows, you've also worked on a cruise ship, girl.
Yeah.
And what show was this?
This is a small startup, just a teeny tiny, not a well-known show. Cats.
Yes.
Angelical Cat,
Yes.
Angelical Zoo. This was all the original Gillian Lynn choreography.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
I'm pretty sure now that they've even changed the choreography. No, well, yeah, they're doing an abridged version now on the ship. They changed it to like an hour and a half long show, but we did the full. We were the last cast to do the full, like 2.5 hour production, all original choreography.
Wow.
None of Andy's. My partner, who I did this ship with, he was our Mr. Mistopheles, and then he went on to do the Broadway tour with all of
Oh.
Andy's choreography. So he got to
Oh.
kind of like see the difference between the two, and he was like, "Wait, I'm having to like, I'm like which is so funny. But I had to do the opening number in this as baby Grizz, and then after that you do your transformation into adult Grizz, and that opening number is no joke. And I was only in it for like half of it. No, I was in the whole opening number and then naming, and then I leave the stage to go do the transformation. But the kids that did that, I mean, so much respect, because you're like breaking your bodies to do this choreography,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful. It felt sacred.
Oh.
It
Oh.
felt like you were communing in something that was bigger than you, just because it had been passed down to you.
Yeah.
And I'm really lucky that I got to do that.
Girl, and you and I got our her Alexis Grace says I came I came by to say I miss laughing with Clara. Hello to the both of you, girl. It's my boo right there. Hey Alexis, hey boo. You and I both got our gigs at the same, roughly the same time, and we were both preparing for the ship. So I
We were leaving at
remember.
the same time. No, you left. No, you left a
I
couple
think
days.
you left before me
Okay.
because I was supposed to leave in August, but I think
We
you were
were
already.
in rehearsals August 18th. In my
Okay. Oh, okay. Yes, yes, yes. I was in rehearsal. Um, I was in rehearsal. Then everybody knows I broke my ankle, but it worked out for my good. So,
Yeah.
yeah, girl. So, doing the cruise ship was an experience. And then coming back to New York after that, what was it, 9 months?
Yeah, it was like 6 months on the, well, 8, 6 months on the ship after 2 months of rehearsal. So it's
Okay.
8 months gone.
Okay. So, after that, what was that? What was that like, that period between that and what we're going to get to soon, shortly?
Um, I think every actor can kind of relate to the panic that sets in when you come back from a contract. You kind of give yourself like a couple weeks where you're like, I just did a thing, and you
Yeah,
have
girl.
that grace period for yourself. And then after that, and it kind of settles in that you're like not on a contract anymore, and you don't know what's coming next. And I did. I just like panicked. I remember going in and meeting with my agent and being like, "Well, I have to do something. I'll leave town, I'll do whatever." And he said to me, I'll never forget this. He said, "If you can stay in the city for within the next year, I guarantee you we can get you on Broadway."
Oh, wow.
And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "The problem is you keep leaving, you keep going away, and you leave the city for 8 months, 3 months, 8 months, whatever. That's like a lifetime in New York,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you out of sight, out of mind." So these casting directors, like who you work so hard to build this rapport with, it's like they forget about you just by pure fact that you're not there, not because you're not talented, not because you don't have something awesome to offer, but that was really hard for a minute. I felt like I was like having to claw my way back into the scene,
Oh, wow.
and you just have to hustle. Like there's no way to not. And by hustle, I don't mean like wake up at 4 a.m. and like get online and like do all these pay to plays and this, that, and the other thing. Like hustle, I mean like take care of yourself, like do your training, like go to your acting classes. I have an incredible acting studio. I'm so lucky to have found them. Matthew Corazine Studio, MCS, like changed my life.
Oh, wow.
Find your team. I really spent that time like building up my team and
Mm.
working more deeply with my agents, with my acting coach, with my vocal coach, with rep coaches, like, and figuring out who I am as an artist, because that's not about quantity of auditions.
Yeah, girl, say that.
You can go on 100 auditions and be crap, or go on two
And
and book one of them.
yeah.
I used to hear this like thing all the time swirling around like the lobby of Actors Equity, where it's like, you do 100 auditions, and for every 100 you do, you'll get 20 callbacks and maybe one job. And I'm like, whose numbers are those?
I was going to say, girl.
That's not true. It's just
No, it's not.
true.
It's
But
not.
also like take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, because you literally ask 20 people in this industry, you're going to get 20
20
different
different answers.
opinions. Like
Yeah.
there is no right answer. There's no right way to do this thing. You have to do it your way.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go back a little bit. I mean, all the way back. How did you even get started in this industry? How did you even, like, what's that story like? Did you start at age 4 singing in the kitchen and your mom was like, "Girl, you can sing." I mean, like, how did it go?
No way. Like for me it was music. I came into this industry through music. Like I was always like, I have a vivid memory of like being in the car and like tapping my foot to the beat of a song and asking my mom if that was the beat. I'm like,
Oh,
"Is this a tempo?" And she was like, "Yep." And I was a piano player. I played piano that's what I started first, and I played that all through college. At first I was like, I want to go to college to play piano, and then it was middle school. They needed somebody to arrange a song for a play with music that they were doing, and I totally illegally just like arranged a song. I'm not going to tell you what. I'm not telling you where.
Yes,
Um,
girl. Let's be
so-
clear about this thing. I'm just kidding.
So I reworked some music, and then ended up joining the cast, you know, because they needed somebody, and I remember this sensation of like this fleeting thing that we create
Yeah.
as an ensemble makes this moment happen with these people in front of you watching you, and it never happens again.
Yeah.
It's not like film where you get to like rewind and pause and play.
Yeah.
You're never going to do it the same way twice. You only have this very moment. And like that applause that you first hear after like creating something with your peers, it's just like felt really special. But yeah, I got into it through music, and I didn't even start singing until high school. I was like, I'm a piano player. Like I don't sing. You know, I think it was like 10th or 11th grade that I finally started voice lessons.
Wow. That's why I had to give you the example. Like you've been singing in the kitchen, and Mama was like, "Girl, you got that voice, honey." No, that's very powerful.
I like come from the women in my family were all very involved with music, and you know, we all did like bands and had different instruments. And but my grandmother, I don't know about my great grandmother, but my grandmother and my mom, both were piano players, and we always had music playing. I think that was part of it. It's like I never had a quiet house growing up. Like there was always some kind of music playing.
Okay. So your mom and your grandmother played piano, or were just musically inclined?
Both. Yeah. Oh. I still have the piano that they both played on. I'm at my parents' house right now. That piano is still downstairs.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you come from a musical family, so you were able to speak the language and ask your parents, ask your mom, is this a tempo? Because, that's important. I mean, that.
Yeah. And, yeah. And really, no joke, like, I think getting into musical theater, it was like, I can't describe how helpful it is to be able to read music in this industry.
Girl, yes.
How many people can't read music, and like no judgment there, but like I know it can feel really overwhelming to like go into know that you have the first 3 days of rehearsal or music rehearsal and you're not going to be able to understand what's in front of you. Like, it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard because it's like you depend on the cast recording with all the different instrumentation, all the different voices, all the different parts going in tandem. And then it's like, well, here, sing your part. Oh, that's what they're doing. I can understand that challenge. But like, being able to read music is a blessing in this industry, girl. And being able to play your parts like you are able to, on your piano, and understand the chord progressions and the changes, and being able to understand just the language of music the way you do. I mean, that's a benefit in itself. Have you ever served as a music director?
I mean, like a little bit, not formally, like since I've been a professional actor. It's not. Maybe something like that might be something that I do eventually, but like the more jobs I do, the more I'm finding that like music directors are really proficient, like skilled piano players that are like, they also know other instruments and they write music and they can do all of these things. Right. That's really just beyond my scope of ability. Right. And the few times that I like kind of did it, it really stressed me out. I was like, oh Lord, it's a lot of pressure. Weirdly, I feel less pressure like going up and singing a solo, being the only person on stage. That's less pressure to me than having to like sit in a music rehearsal and be like, oh, okay.
And you all sing this part. Da, da, da. Yeah.
I could never.
Oh my goodness, that's cute. That's cute. All right, so keep telling us. So you went to college, and you wanted to go to college to study piano, but eventually, in high school, you started singing. And then what happened?
Yeah, and I got really involved with the choir.
Okay.
And I did like regionals, district, state choir, like all
Oh
that.
wow.
Yeah, that was a huge blessing. And then I went on to I ended up getting involved in theater too, in high school, and plays and musicals there. But we really only did like one big show a year. Um, and then yeah, I wanted to go to school for musical theater, and I auditioned for two schools. I auditioned for what was Cap 21 at NYU.
Uh huh.
I had big dreams, and I auditioned for I auditioned for Seton Hill University, which is just outside of Pittsburgh, and I did not get in to NYU.
Okay.
Um, and I did get into Seton Hill, so I ended up going there. And it's truly a school that looks like Harry Potter. It's like, it's like those buildings, those castle-looking buildings,
Whoa.
gorgeous, gorgeous. And they did
Sweet.
not, at the time, they did not have a musical theater degree. So I majored in what was music slash theater, and then I did a vocal minor because I purely set that up like shortly before I graduated, because I was like,
Wow.
I've taken enough voice lessons over the years that it can add up to a minor if I want to tag that on.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
did.
Wow. So what was your first gig coming out of college?
Um, the very first thing I did was an internship in Baltimore at Center Stage.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
and it was not performing. It was a front of house internship. It was um, so I was like house manager. I helped manage their volunteer corps, and met
Oh.
some of my best friends, still friends with those people today. And it was awesome. It was a year of just like fun.
Oh, wow. You know, what's
Yeah.
interesting and what I love about this, about your story, is that it shows that there is no one path to get to any destination. Like, and really we can't look at any job, any in the theater industry or in the entertainment industry, as a setback. We just look at it as an opportunity, to as a stepping stone to keep going forward. So that's very interesting. I want people who are in theater who may be discouraged, to know that, based on your own personal experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's so many things that make a show happen. It's like actors get this glory sometimes that's just
Hmm.
like there's so many people that make shows happen in so many ways
Yeah.
that it's like I don't think of myself as any more important than like the dressers, the carpenters, the lighting
House
designers,
manager.
everybody, house
Yeah.
manager, sure,
Yeah.
and like it's like what's really interesting about, I mean, you want to talk about the universe putting you in the right place at the right time. When I was an intern at Center Stage, one of the last shows of the season was Souvenir, and I don't know if you know it, but
I don't.
it's a two-person show about the life of Florence Buster Jenkins,
Oh, okay.
who was like a very wealthy woman, and she like
Hmm.
rented out Carnegie Hall and put on this concert, and she
Yes.
could not sing.
Sing.
Very
Yeah, they made a movie
right.
of her.
Yes, they made the movie about it, right?
Yeah.
So the woman who originated that role and who I saw play it at Center Stage was Miss Judy Kay, and that is who I'm understudying on Broadway.
Yes, and on Broadway, girl.
Mhm. And I would go into that show every single night just to watch the finale, because the finale in the show is she sings like the whole show. She's singing like funny voice,
Yeah, yeah.
it's supposed to be bad. And then in the end, she comes on and she sings this Ave Maria, and it's just so precious
Oh,
and
wow.
intimate and beautiful. And I remember as a house manager, I would go in like every night for the finale. I would just like sneak in, like close the door behind me, and I would just like hide the back to watch Judy Kay sing Ave Maria.
Oh my goodness, how great is that, girl? How great is that? What a full circle, a circle of life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Dina. Hey, sis. And hey again, Alexis. Yeah, girl. All right, let me keep going with here. So now, after you've done the cruise ship, and then you came back and really kind of centered yourself in your career, and took the advice of your manager.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, your agent. Here you are, in front of your your show, girl. You are part of the original cast. You're gonna be part of that cast recording. Let me tell me, and everyone who's watching, girl, what did it feel like when you got that call?
it's it's it it was really humbling
Mm,
because I knew they could have chosen so many other people.
yeah,
And you flash back at like so many other things you've done, right?
yeah,
And like all the no's and like all the frustrating days. And it just felt like cool. Okay, like this is this is happening. This is happening. This is happening. You I went immediately from like feeling so blessed to feeling so like imposter syndrome big time, right?
Oh
Like,
no!
they're gonna figure out I'm not good enough for this. Like, what are they thinking? Like, oh
Oh
my God, I need to go to
no!
a dance class. Like, how am I gonna do this? Like,
Yeah.
um,
Oh
and,
dear.
so there's this constant kind of like ebb and flow of like being proud of yourself and doubting yourself. And there's a lot of pressure that like we put on ourselves with that B
Yeah.
word, right?
Yeah.
Um, but then, you get into rehearsals with like these Tony winners. And you're like, they're people. Like, they're people too.
Yeah.
And they have ideas that they love and they have ideas that they don't love. And
Yeah.
they have on days and off days. And like I'm just like a massive sponge. I'm a pretty effervescent person, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I will with people I'm super comfortable around, I'll be just like la, la, la.
Yeah.
But in this a lot of this process, I have felt myself being very like quiet and I'm just absorbing. It's a lot of I feel like I'm learning a lot.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, this picture right here of you, I was like, "Laura!" Girl, I screamed at the computer so loudly, and I was like crying. Yes, yes. You would have thought it was me, girl. I was like, get it, girl, get it, because when you go to New York and you audition, you bump into people you know. So I remember bumping into you on different auditions.
Mhm.
I remember. When we got the cruise ship things together, and it's like when you know the ingredients and the details that it took to make this final product, you appreciate it for that person that much more. Even Jay Jerome, he's here, he said he got so excited when he read your name on that playbill announcement, girl, because we were all like, yes.
Aw.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right, here's a
Yeah.
question about that process. Michael Grabar wants to know how many auditions and callbacks did you have? That's a
Yeah.
great question.
Yeah,
Thank you, Michael.
so I went to the open call for this. It was an ECC, an equity chorus call, and I was like, hey, why not? Like they need all kinds of people, to be the British cast.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into the open call. So I had the ECC, and then I had 6 callbacks
Six
over
callbacks.
2 weeks.
Oh, girl, you were singing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So in each process, I mean, for the last callback, Okay, let me ask this question. During each process, how did it feel when you left? You know, that first audition when
Yeah.
they're like, thank you for your time. You're like, thank you. You know?
Yes, yes. And my partner can attest to this because I called him after that ECC and I was like, that felt different. Like,
Hmm.
because normally, like just like you said, when you're done with your piece or whatever, they're like, thanks so much, Laura, have a great day. And you're like, cool. Um, and yes.
Yes.
Um, and after this, Rachel Hoffman, who's with Chelsea Casting, who I've done a bunch of workshops with, and she's
Yeah.
like one of the coolest women in this industry. Um, but so she was in the audition room at the ECC initially, and there was another young woman in there who I did not know at the time. And I finished my song, and she was just like, "Good, really good, Laura." And I was like,
Girl, that face.
"Thank you."
Thank you.
I called Maurice and I was like, this felt so different. It was just so different.
Yes.
And then I was in acting class a couple days later and I got a text from my agent and he was like, this breakdown that I'm about to send you, you have got to age her up. And I was like, okay. And I opened it up and it was a callback for Diana on Broadway ensemble to understudy Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
What? Oh,
So,
man.
well, so I went out shopping. I went to all the thrift stores in like the Upper East Side that I could find, and I found a cream silk blouse.
Yes,
I
girl.
found a long knit skirt that hit just below the knee. I got those hideous
Yes.
like inch and a half pumps
Yuck.
that older women wear sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
And I found this beautiful navy blue and cream houndstooth jacket that was like long. I got the pearls. I got the pearls.
Yes,
I got
girl.
a brooch. I did everything, honey. And so I did my makeup
Yes.
like a little bit more simpler, and I put my hair all swept back. I like looked at pictures of like how the queen does her hair, and I made
Ooh.
sure to like emulate that as closely as I could. And I went in there like dang if I wasn't gonna look as much like the queen as I could. So
Ooh, girl, yes, yes. And we don't normally do that for a theater dress in character. So,
yeah, yeah, and it's like when you're playing someone or when you're auditioning for someone who's like still alive,
yeah,
um, it's it's hard, right? Because they have this like she's iconic. She has
yeah,
her own look, and she's still like so involved in her wardrobe and everything.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I really just wanted to the thing that stuck with me was my acting coach when he was coaching me for the callback sides. He was like, you get to play her today. And so I was just trying to
Mm,
like never lose myself, but really go in as myself, the most authentic version of myself within the world of the writer's words
mm.
as I could.
That's good. That's good, girl. So through the process, you're telling Maurice, hey, this feels different. Hey, this feels different,
Yeah.
and you're getting the second callback in 2 weeks, six callbacks. That fifth callback when they're like, okay, great, good job. I mean, are they telling you good job along the way, similar to how they did the first time, or is it like, wow, looking at each other like, what was that?
It's like I feel like honestly, this was like the most chill process that I've ever been
Ah,
through. Like you really think like Broadway's gonna be like bum bum bum, like
yes, girl.
it's gonna feel like big time. But these people were so real, and the entire time they were just like, "Hey, what's up? How are you? Like, how's it
Yes,
going? You
it's
know,
going good.
like, oh, I love the jacket. What's up? How are you?" And you're just like, "Is this real?" Like, I'm constantly I was just like, what? But it was after that first callback at Chelsea that I remember walking out that door and walking towards the elevator and I was like, I don't feel scared anymore. I'm just ready. I just
Yes, girl.
like
Yes.
and I'm telling you, like that is because my coaches had me prepare that material within an inch of its life.
I know
I
that's
went into
right.
that first callback and I was completely memorized. I had three songs and two sides to prepare. And all of that, I was like, memorized,
Yes,
because I
girl.
didn't want any ounce of doubt about my preparation. You know, if there's going to be some kind of other fluke that happens along the way, it's not going to be because I'm
You
not
weren't prepared.
ready.
Right.
You
I know
know,
that's right.
and being prepared really is how I believe we can best express gratitude for
The
the
opportunity.
opportunity, right?
Yeah, yeah, girl.
You know, instead of being like, oh, please, please, please hire me, it's like, thank you so much for giving me the chance.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
shifting that mentality, instead of begging, just being thankful.
Yeah, girl. Oh, I love it. I love it. And here we are, y'all. I had to bring the website on because if you thought I was joking, I'm not joking. Go over here to thedianamusical.com and go click right here. And you're going to see my girl. You're going to see my girl's face right here. Look, right here. My boo. There she is. And so I was looking at this website and I was like, hey, isn't that guy, and this is the guy that's in that show that I just watched on Netflix?
Uh-huh.
And there goes my boo, y'all. There goes my sister. Yes. Come on, sis. Come on.
Yeah.
So how was the process before coronavirus? How was that entire rehearsal process like?
It was amazing. I was personally thrown a wrench right at the beginning. I got the flu on the first day of rehearsal.
Oh, wow.
And so I was home in bed with a fever, like when everybody else was on their first day of music. And I
Oh.
FaceTimed in so I could listen. I like couldn't even sit up. That's how crummy I
Oh.
was feeling. But I was like, "Yep, give me the break." I was like, "Give me the breakdown." Okay. I mean, and I wasn't there all day. It was maybe like 15, 20 minutes that I FaceTimed in just to get the information, and then I went back to sleep. But yeah, and it took me a good 2 weeks to get my voice fully back, and I've never been so impatient in my life because I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
I just want to work, and I was wearing a mask in rehearsal before it was cool to wear a mask.
Hey, girl, tell him now. Hey,
I
hey,
got
hey, hey.
I got that flu diagnosis, and they were like, you can't go back to work for 5 to 7 days, and I was like, you're joking. What can I do? And they were like,
Do
okay,
you know where I work?
well,
All
literally,
these years.
I
Yeah.
cried. I like cried on the chair in the city MD office with the
Oh,
doctor telling me
sis.
that I couldn't go to work. I was like, "You're a liar." Um, so she gave me a handful of masks, which that was gold back then. I didn't even, realize
Girl,
it.
yeah.
She gave me a handful of masks. She was like, "Wear these anytime you go anywhere." And I was like, "Okay." So I sat in the back behind everybody with my mask on, completely silent all day long. I had a big can of Lysol back
Oh,
when people
wow.
find it, right?
Yeah, come on.
And I just sprayed
Trendsetter.
everything. And you know
Yeah.
what? Nobody else got the flu from me.
Oh, okay.
That
Come
would have
on.
that would
Social
have broken.
commentary.
But look, ugh,
Girl.
I was like, oh my god, like they're gonna fire me. I can't produce.
I knew you probably thought that.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, of course.
I'm crying. I mean, I'm an emotional person, but crying in the stairwell to one of my stage managers being like, "It's not good. I'm so sorry." I like, as actors, we're always obsessing about like our bubble, right? Our
Yeah.
experience, forgetting that there's like a million and one other things that are so much bigger and more important to these
We know
people.
people get sick.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were like, whatever, like work on your stuff. And they were like patient with me the whole
Wow.
time. I'm like,
Girl, I tell you, you are really helping a lot of the people who watch who are in theater understand that it is a game. It's a game on patience. It's a level of accepting things how they're happening and working with what you have as opposed to fretting and being upset with yourself. Who can control how sick you get? Clearly, you couldn't cry it out, girl.
completely out of my control.
Completely out of your
No,
control. Now, who
no.
can control, what they're looking for, what they're not looking for? Who can control any of that? So ooh, girl, I appreciate this talk because, a lot of us we work, huh? Hello? Oh, okay, girl. A lot of us we work, and to aspire to get on Broadway, and then to hear when one of our friends makes it, and we want to know, like, girl, what was it like? And you're like, girl, it reminded me of what you said about the cast from August Osage County, being in a cast for so many decorated Memphians, Memphis artists and talents. Is pretty much the same as being in a cast of Broadway Tony winners who they have their likes, they have their dislikes. They are humans too. All these
Mhm.
people are humans. And for you to talk about that humility that you experience, realizing that you have made it on Broadway, girl. I mean, we screamed. I know I screamed. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I yelled. I was like, I was looking at I got the playbill announcement. I was like, Laura Stracko, I know her. And no one was here but me and the dogs. But it's okay. They were happy for you too, girlfriend. Everyone's so excited for you.
Yeah,
If you,
that
mm-hmm.
didn't come out for a while, so we knew, and we were just like sitting on it until the press release came out, and then we could finally talk about it, which was a blessing.
Girl, yes. Ooh, I just love this picture so much. You're just like, yes, Laura, girl. Oh, and now because of the pandemic, a
Mhm.
lot of people who aren't able to travel to New York will be able to visit or to experience Diana on Broadway on Netflix. So we're
Yeah.
excited. We're excited for that too. We're excited for that too. All
Yeah.
right, sis. I'm gonna put you backstage for a little bit so you can get your voce together, as I do with almost all my guests. I ask for just maybe your audition cut or any part of your favorite song or whatever. So I'll take you backstage for a little bit while I give my final announcements to our audience. Oh, y'all in for a treat, honey, baby. Let me tell you, y'all are in for a treat. Let me tell you, the first time I heard this girl sang, I was like, oh, come on with it, girl. Okay. All right, but this she is so humble and she is so grateful and she is such a beautiful person in and out. I'm so blessed to be able to call her my friend. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I wore this for my friend Monica. I wore this just for all the Diana fans out there. I wore this because my girl's about to, she's on Broadway and she's understudying the Queen. Okay, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to experience a snippet of my sister and yours, Laura Stracko's amazing voice. Go on ahead, give it to him, girl.
Ah. Okay, so this is the song that I sang for my very first audition for Diana at that ECC. And this is a song by Lynn Schenkel, who's one of my favorite female composers. And she wrote a musical called Bear, the musical. And this song is called You Don't Know. And I just thought it was really fitting for the story of somebody like Diana. Someone else for just a day, I'd tear the skin I'm in away to step into some other shoes. How could a girl like me refuse? If I had the chance to choose, the things I'd change, to me I'd lose, to see the world through someone else's eyes. No, you don't know anything about me, and you don't know all that I could be if I told you. Would it even matter if I showed you? If I let you, but you don't know. No, you don't know.
Sis! Yes! Girl, you get all the love. Oh, girl, that's a beautiful
Oh,
song. Oh my goodness, how
thank
awesome!
you. And I
Oh,
wrote to her afterwards. I wrote Lynn Schenkel a note afterwards, and I was like, I just want to thank you for like writing music that feels so easy to embody the human experience and how hard it can be to just be
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. And
Yeah.
I'm really grateful that there are so many artists, especially right now, that are creating so much music and art and dance and film and
Yeah.
TV that's just really helping us get through
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Bringing light into this time. Girl, your voice is so beautiful. I always feel that way. I've always felt that way, and I will forever feel that way. You have, like Kathy says, you have such a wonderful, beautiful voice. It's so full of emotion and soul, and I'm appreciative to be able to call you my friend and my sister, that to know you and to be blessed with you by my side no matter what. So thank you so much, Laura, for being a part of our show today. Thank you for your time. We know
Yeah.
that you got things you got to do, but thank you for being here with us in our little corner of the internet.
Mm. Really my pleasure. Thank you. I'm really grateful that you've created this outlet where people can hear from other artists, and that's not a small thing that you've done. You've created
Oh,
something really special here. So
oh,
big
thank you,
thank you.
sis. Thank you, sis. I appreciate
Yeah.
it. I love
Love
you so
you.
much. All right. If you could give some future actors, future professional actors, or those who are professional actors, any encouraging words or something that you've learned along the way, I would greatly appreciate it.
I think the biggest thing that I'm learning from other people and for myself is that you have a voice in this industry, and you have the responsibility to show up authentically for yourself. And the work that we're doing, that we're really only starting to like chip the surface of dismantling some of this, racism that's in our society and in our industry. Um, I'm really learning to give more support to people whose voices haven't been able to be heard authentically in the past. And I just want to encourage all of you that you're really, really important to this industry, and what you have to offer is unlike what anyone else has to offer. And you are so, so, so valued by me. Even if I don't know you, I'm grateful for the gifts that you're putting into this universe. And you have a lot more power than you think.
Thank you, sis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My sentiments exactly, J. Jerome. Thank you so much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our sister, Laura Stracko. Yes.
Aw,
All right. This has been
yeah,
wonderful. Yes, Kathy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, thank you, Laura. We really appreciate you.
thank you.
All right. Bye bye. Y'all, I'ma tell you the truth. That was amazing. That's my sister. Y'all thought I was joking when I came on here, and I was like, I got a treat for you today. Such a humble soul, such a down to earth sister, and such a sister who is like about, all that's going on in our world. She's not even trying to play like what's happening in our society doesn't even affect it doesn't affect our craft. So I really appreciate her being candid about that. I really appreciate her willingness to share her gifts with us and her experience and her journey with us. Well, I tell you, this was absolutely beautiful, especially for those of us who are actors, black actors, actors of color, who feel like our voices aren't heard. We have people in our on our side who are out there supporting and pushing us forward. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yes, glory, hallelujah. Come on, Kathy. Come on with it, sister. Yes, yes. You're welcome, Ron. Ron says, thank you, Julia. We'll check in later. Okay, good, good, good. And she got a chance to see Laura on Broadway, so that's really good. That's really exciting. Woohoo! Yes, Michael Guavar. And I want to say thank you to Michael, my co-author in our book. You want to act like us? Then follow us. I change the title every time. Thank you all. Y'all, don't forget to check out and be on the lookout early 2021 for Diana the musical on Netflix, and then you'll see our girl, our sister. We're gonna be like, that's her. Look at my sister over there on that screen. You'll be able to see Laura in the upcoming musical on Netflix. So y'all be supportive. Her details, all her social media information. And if you want to book her for your next big gig, her agent's information is also in the description, y'all. Don't worry, this girl is going places, and her gratitude, her humility, and her selflessness will continue to shine so bright. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here as we got a chance to sit and talk with our sister, Laura Stracko. Don't forget, tune in next week for Let's Be Clear About It. And I actually have some of my former students on, and they have been leaving a mark here in the Memphis area. So I'm excited. Ooh. All right, y'all. You're welcome, Kathy Berkeley. You're welcome, sister. All right, y'all. That's it for this week. I will see you next week for season 2, episode 3. I love you all so much, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. Bye, y'all. Bye-bye.